Welcome to In Our Neighborhoods. The fall is upon us, and the neighborhoods are gearing up with celebrations and parties. This month, we check in on Wildlife Bay with their sock hop, and then on to Herons Point. They did not disappoint with their Oktoberfest. But first, we're here at the pavilion for an anniversary. My neighborhood, a neighborhood anniversary, Mariners Cove, turns 10 this month. Come inside while we celebrate our 10th anniversary. Come on.
Think about 2011. 10 years ago, you might have thought that the biggest news was Prince William married Kate. But in our neighborhoods, the biggest news is that was the year that Mariners Cove became a home for some of us. Sue, you have got quite a celebration going on, and we want you to tell us, what are you doing to recognize this epic anniversary? 10 years of Mariners Cove.
I know, 10 years is amazing. We are doing a variety of things. We got t-shirts, as you can see. We have our celebration tonight, and we've had so many people working on it, you know, the decorations, the food. Everything. We have pictures of every house in order of when they closed. We have pictures of people from events that we've had over the years. We're going to have a nice dinner and just reminisce and talk to people that maybe we haven't seen all the time.
So you take your partying very serious with all this background data.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And I just have to ask you one question. You told me you were the 10th house, so this is the 10th house in the 10th anniversary. Do you get a special prize?
I think I had better. They are giving away the centerpieces, so it sounds like I should win one.
Well, I think the neighborhood has won because you're leading the chair of taking care of all these social events, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Phil, I'm pretty honored to be here with the number one man tonight because you were the first house moved in on Mariners Cove.
Yes,
I think that's a real achievement. So tell us, what was that experience like?
It was very quiet at first. I moved here, as I said, from the other side. I came across the bridge and watched the house being built.
So that had to be fun. You could chronicle what you needed to chronicle.
I could, yes. And as the neighbors moved in, I volunteered to hand out the sensations. Remember, you used to... So at first, it was just one, then two, and finally it was 125, and now they mail it.
See, you're probably the reason. They just said, we can't put these people to so much work. So what was here? Was the lake house here when you moved?
The lake house, if I remember, was just being built, and had just maybe finished when I moved in. But the pickleball courts were not. They were the pickleball and the tennis was not.
And now we've given you a restaurant too.
Yes, now we have a restaurant. So I've seen a lot of changes, as you can imagine. Yeah.
Do you regret anything about moving from the south to the north?
No, no. I love it here. I love Sun City, and I love it here too.
Well, thank you for being our historian of the evening, and I hope you enjoy many more years.
You're welcome.
Joan, judging from the crowd that is inside this 10th anniversary party, I am guessing that you have a pretty active social neighborhood.
That's putting it mildly. Yes, we do. We do quite a few things year-round. We have some monthly activities like Bunko, a book club, ladies' luncheon, Romeo, which are retired old men eating out. We have driveway cocktails, and then there's the once-in-a-while things like games in the sack, road rallies. We've gone on trips. We've gone to see the lights on Christmas lights at Charleston. We've gone up to Myrtle Beach to the Christmas show and Greenbrook Gardens. So yes, we're very active.
And in the 15 minutes that you might all have left to do some other things, are you planning anything special for this upcoming year?
Well, we're trying to come up with some new ideas. We're reinstituting some of the things that we couldn't do during COVID. We did play bingo one night. We also have, out of 125 homes, we've had 50 turn over in our 10 years, some for the third time. So we've decided, okay, maybe we'll go back to the tea plantation or the big oak tree, angel oak, those types of things. So we're still trying to come up with what we're going to do for sure.
Well, I have a feeling whatever you plan, it's going to be good. Look at how those happy faces are.
134 people here, so yep, I think it's well attended. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Tom, you just jumped right in on this 10th anniversary and you just moved here. When did y'all move?
We came up at the end of June from New York, and Rose came in the middle of September because she still had to work for a couple of months. And so far, so good. Everyone's been really nice, and so far, everything's going forward.
Now, before you saw all this fun at this party in the great neighborhood you moved into, what made you choose Mariners Cove?
Well, we actually bought Carol Black's house sight unseen. My brother, who lives in Savannah, came down and looked at the house, and he said it was a nice house, and we took his word for it.
And you like your brother, right?
I used to. Yeah, he knows a good house when he sees one.
Sounds great. Now, Rose, what are some of the nice things that have happened to you since you've moved into Mariners Cove?
I will say that every single person has been super friendly. People have stopped by, they brought little housewarming gifts, welcoming gifts. Everybody's been fantastic.
Well, you made a good choice. I hope you are here to celebrate the 20th anniversary.
Well, that would be a good thing.
Thank you. thank Mariners Cove for letting us drop in our neighborhoods. We wish them many years of happiness.
This is Chris Chase for In Your Neighborhood, getting ready to twist and shout.
And I'm the neighborhood rep for Wildlife Bay and the District 7 chair.
And you do a great job on both. Well, Wayne, tonight is the sock hop. Now, how did you come up with this?
Every once in a while in the neighborhood, we look for unique ideas. We did a luau a couple years ago, and we tried to figure out at our age what would everybody care about, and we figured everyone was around in the 50s, so this would probably be a good time to do it.
Now, how many people are you expecting tonight?
From the last word I heard, it looked like about 40 or 45 people. We're just a little concerned if the weather's going to hold people off. But right now it looks like the weather's getting much better. So I'm hoping everybody will show up and listen to some music. We got a trivia game. We got cornhole going on. We got a Jenga game. And people are going to be able to dance.
What more could anybody ask for, even on a rainy day?
I know. What else would you be doing?
Thank you, Wayne. Let's see what else is going on.
Okay.
Now, Diane, it took a lot to set all this up. Who's responsible?
Well, it's our social committee of Wildlife Bay, and unfortunately not all of them have been here today, but we have a lot of people behind the scenes doing work, like doing these dice and all the different decorations. And you know, it's just, all I can say is thank you so much, guys. You've done a wonderful job. You've been there when we've needed you. And, you know, it's...
What would social chairs do without social committees?
Oh, I don't know. All I've done is entertain in my entire life. And I love doing it. But it does take a lot of work, and
you did a beautiful job on this. Now we're going to go wander around and see the people.
Oh, that sounds good. Hopefully a lot more show up, and this rain didn't kick them away.
Now, Diane, what have we got on this table?
Well, the neighborhood decided that we wanted to help out the communities, and this is for Mercy Mission. So to come here, everybody had to bring a canned good, at least one. So we have a couple of neighbors that work at Mercy Mission, and they said it could be used. Their food bank is really, really down low, so we're helping them out.
Well, that's wonderful. Have fun and be productive.
Right, exactly, definitely.
Thank you.
celebrating our first Oktoberfest of the season with a danke to Heron Point neighborhood for inviting in our neighborhoods. Catherine, it's not too many days on our October calendar, and you've already got your neighborhood here celebrating Oktoberfest. Tell us about the party.
Well, we actually have had this in the works for 2 years, and I actually am getting ready to have a grandson. So we had to go around that calendar as well. So that's why we had it early in the month.
Well, at least it didn't take the grandson two years to.
Well, I'm a very strong second half of this party, just in case she had to take it over.
This is great. This is great. It looks like everybody's really enjoying themselves. But tell us, what are some of the other landmark events that your neighborhood does? I have a feeling you're pretty busy.
Well, we are, but this is actually the first event we've had since COVID. We haven't gotten together as a very, very large group, except for concrete and cocktails. We had a couple concrete and cocktails, but we had it at the pavilion just again to be safe. And we had our event catered by Allure Foods, and they were fantastic.
It smells incredible.
And
you should smell this, everybody.
And we're, again, very COVID friendly. I mean, everything's on the table, covered, everything's individually wrapped. So it just made us, excited to experience just being able to be together again. But our neighborhood throughout COVID actually had concrete and cocktails in pods in the driveways. So it's like we had our little safety pods, really. And we would just have it with groups. And then some people would, cruise the neighborhood in their golf carts and go say hi to the other pods, but basically stayed in their carts so they were safe. But we had our safe groups, and then we finally branched out to a couple real concrete and cocktails. But we, in general, are very busy. We have kicked out our ladies' luncheons again, and I think we're getting ready for our third one, and we are getting ready for a salty dog cruise. And this is like 3 or 4 years in a row we've done a salty dog cruise.
Are you taking over the whole boat?
No, we do not take over the entire boat, but we rent as many as they can get. Then we also do neighborhood golf. We have some actually very good golfers in Herons Point. I do believe that we ranked, if not the first, at least on the north side, maybe first in all of Sun City. I'm just thinking.
Well, I guess I should say appropriately to you, danke for inviting us.
Oh, thanks. And grab a pretzel on your way out.
Will do. Chuck, as the neighborhood rep of Herons Point, give our viewers an idea of what your neighborhood is all about. Where is it, etc.?
We are on the north side, and we're right near the lake house, almost right across the street from the lake house. So we have some good amenities nearby. But we have the golf course coming around one side. We've got a couple of good lagoons, 116 rooftops, and a good group. And the neighborhood, we moved in 6 years ago yesterday, and it was about a year and a half old when we got here. So it's about 7 years old, I guess.
You're still young.
We are young compared to the south side, for sure. And we have some growing pains, as north side communities do, but we're working through those.
It looks like you work through many things if it's like this evening.
Well, we have a great social committee that does that. And Kathy is a great alternate neighborhood rep for me to help me with some of the stuff. So, and we have a great social committee that makes things like this happen. But we also have on the guys' side, if I can call it that, we have a couple of Heron's heroes, as we call ourselves, who serve on board-appointed committees, finance committee. I'm on the resident advisory committee, and that helps us not only bring issues up to the board and the community association, but maybe more importantly, help us get those issues back down to the people to understand why things are happening and going on. So that kind of works for us.
I love the designation heroes because we do have those of you who do stick the neck out and take care of other people. So that's a great designation.
Well, we have both. We also have Herons Heroines.
I wondered.
And Herons Heroines do a lot of good things, a lot of the social stuff, but we also have a number of retired nurses who help us through the Staying Connected group that to help people. And we've had plenty of times when we've needed a little help in the community, and somebody goes in the hospital and comes home. Like even my wife came home for a week, and we had 7 days of dinners brought to us by people in the community, just helping us through that stuff because I don't cook. So anyway, yeah, so it works.
Well, I was going to ask you what makes Herons Point special. I think you've really outlined that. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, because I'm on the Resident Advisory Committee, I do get insight into other communities and particularly the older communities on the south side. And I don't want to say anything against them, but I think that because we're young, we all moved in here together. We're all trying to make new friends. And most of us never had a community where we had 116 neighbors. We had maybe 2 or 3, and they had lived there for 30 or 40 years. And we were just moved. So this has worked out. And when a new neighbor moves into this community, I want to tell you, people are lined up outside their house to say hello. It's fun. It's great. Do a great job.
Lucky neighbors in Herons Point.
We are.
And as I said to Kathy, danke for inviting us. We had a chance to hear from the people who live in Herons Point about what do they enjoy most about that lifestyle.
Okay, the most enjoyable part about living in Herons Point is this big boy sitting right behind me named Chuck Hewitt. We love him. And he's going to be the winner again.
Living in Herons Point has been really a great experience. We have bunco groups, we have book clubs, we have a great social network just like this here today. And we just get together and have a lot of fun together. It's great.
What we like most about living in Herons Point are the people.
We have a great hood. We have a really great hood, great people. It's almost like family. You know, I moved here, I lived in Charleston for 16 years before I moved here, and I didn't know any of my neighbors. And we've lived here 5.5 years now, and we know probably at least 75% of our neighbors on a friendship basis, and it's just a really great neighborhood. Wouldn't change it for the world.
What I like most about living in Herons Point is all the fabulous neighbors and the new people that we've met since we've moved here. Everybody's very supportive of each other, and we have great parties.
And it's a very active neighborhood where we're all about the same age because we all kind of moved in the same time. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of good neighbors, a lot of entertainment, so we enjoy it.
Okay, what do we like most about living in Herons Point? It's the neighbors. It's not only a neighborhood, it's a family. It's just the most wonderful place we've ever lived. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this episode of ION. We want to know what's happening in your neighborhood. Are you having an event that you'd like us to cover? All you need to do is to email us at sctvhh@gmail.com at least 2 weeks in advance so we can give you the coverage you deserve. And stay tuned to SCTV for more episodes of In Our Neighborhoods.